Cobra Kai.
Kidding.
Bonsai! I'm the Cobra Kai Kid, and it is finally here, the official trailer for Cobra Kai Season 4. This was by far the best trailer that Cobra Kai has ever released, and it gets me that much more excited for Cobra Kai Season 4, which I didn't even think was possible.
No way! You can't fight.
Mike, is that a good fight? You just said the line!
Daniel LaRusso.
No! No way!
This trailer has so many Easter eggs, and there are so many things that are revealed about the 4th season of Cobra Kai, so let's get right into the breakdown. We start with a close-up of Johnny's Sony Walkman, and you can see he's titled his cassette Johnny's Badass Mixtape 4. We then cut to a clip of Johnny looking in the mirror of his bathroom as he's tying his headband around his head. In the All Valley Tournament teaser promo, we saw Johnny wearing this exact same outfit in the warehouse when he's breaking the cement blocks, and he also has the headphones in. We also have this photo posted from actress Sarah Lee, who was in Cobra Kai Season 4 with Johnny at the beach, and he's wearing the same exact outfit, which makes me believe that this is going to be a montage of Johnny listening to the music on his cassette. He goes to the beach and maybe he's doing some training there, and then he's going to go into that warehouse and break the cement blocks. We then cut to a scene of Daniel and Amanda, and Daniel says, if Johnny and I can actually work together and win, Cobra Kai will be out of business. This is a part of the same scene that we got in the Cobra Kai release date trailer.
If you would have told me a year ago that our family's safety depended on winning a karate tournament, I would have thought you were joking. Here we are, living in the Twilight Zone.
We then have a sick shot of Daniel and Johnny standing on the platform that they've built at the Miyagi-Do Dojo, and all the students are lined up in front of them, ready to train. We then cut to a shot of Johnny Lawrence from Season 4, Episode 1, speaking to the students, saying, we're gonna take things to the next level. We then cut to a shot we've already seen of Johnny fighting Hawk on the training platform, and then Daniel fighting Dimitri on the platform. We also know, based on the other trailer, that Sam is going to be fighting Daniel, and Miguel is going to be fighting Johnny. Now, something very important to know, the old Cobra Kai students, Hawk and Miguel, are defending themselves against Johnny and practicing Miyagi-Do defense, while Samantha and Dimitri are practicing Cobra Kai offense against Daniel. So each student is now learning the opposite thing. Cobra Kai was all about offense, but now they're learning how to use defense, and Miyagi-Do, which is all about defense, is now learning how to use a little bit of offense. We then cut to a shot of the Miyagi-Do dojo where everyone is meditating, and the camera pans to the side to reveal Johnny slightly opening his eyes, wondering when they're going to be done. This scene is very similar to Cobra Kai Season 1 Episode 8 Molting, when Johnny is having dinner with the Diaz family and they're all praying, and he slightly opens his eyes because he's not sure when they're done praying. Our next shot features Johnny on top of a building rooftop with the Miyagi-Do students, including Sam, Dimitri, and Nate. Johnny's voicing over this scene saying, "Eagles do not respond. They swoop in and take whatever they want." So now we have Johnny Lawrence taking the Miyagi-Dos and teaching them some of his Eagle Fang teachings. Now, a little Easter egg about this scene, the person standing next to Nate, his name is Abe, and you can see him slightly lowering his hand. He looks like he just said something to Johnny, and Samantha is even looking at him like he just spoke. This is significant because Abe has been in the show since Season 1 and has never had a single line, so it looks like he's gonna finally get that first line of dialogue in Cobra Kai Season 4. We then cut to a shot of Samantha and the Miyagi-Do students walking over to the ledge of the rooftop and looking down, only to see a huge fall and only a couple mattresses there to break their landing. Over this scene, you hear Johnny's voice saying, "First you gotta learn how to fly," which is implying that he's gonna be making all of these students jump from rooftop to rooftop. And we got a little sneak peek of this in the Cobra Kai All Valley Tournament teaser, who we saw a girl who now we know is Samantha LaRusso actually jumping from one rooftop to the other, which shows that she is actually gonna do it, as crazy as it seems, because if you fall off that thing, it's not going to end well with you. I mean, look at those mattresses. Do you really think that's going to protect your fall? So this is probably one of the craziest things that Johnny has ever done. If Daniel heard that Johnny made his daughter jump from one rooftop to another, I'm pretty sure he would freak out. I mean, look at this. Our next clip is of Daniel and Johnny at the Miyagi-Do Dojo. This looks to be Season 4, Episode 1, based on the outfits. You can see the Miyagi car in the background. There's a fire lit up. It looks like chaos, and it looks like Johnny orchestrated whatever is going on. And Daniel, like usual, is not in agreement. Daniel says, "Come on, we're gonna get sued here." And Johnny says, sue me for what? We then see Dimitri taped to the punching bag at the Miyagi-Do Dojo. His mouth is tied, he has a pillow attached to him, and one of the students literally kicks him in the stomach as hard as he can. Dimitri turns and looks at Johnny like he's crazy, and this is definitely one of the funniest scenes of the trailer. I cannot wait for more Johnny and Dimitri interactions, just like we saw a little bit in the other trailer when Johnny threw a water bottle at him. In our next shot, Daniel is teaching Johnny wax on, wax off, just like Mr. Miyagi taught him in the original Karate Kid film. We then see Johnny on the training wheel where Sam and Robbie train to do the wheel technique, and Johnny is learning some Miyagi-Do moves, as we also saw more of this in the other teaser trailer. In our next shot, Johnny is trying to give Daniel a spit handshake, but Daniel is not having any part of it. In the background, you can see the training platform that is used later on in the season. However, it is not finished yet, which tells me that in this scene, they're working on building it. As you can see some tools in the background, and you can also see Daniel with the sanders in his hand to sand the floor of the wood.
Right the circle, left the circle.
In our next shot, we see KREESE at the Cobra Kai dojo. It looks like this scene is going to take place in the first episode of Season 4. You can hear him say, "Our enemies are working together. They are combining their styles to beat us." It's then we cut to what looks to be a warehouse, where Daniel is doing push-ups on his knuckles while Johnny is watching. Cobra Kai is known for making their students train with knuckle push-ups, so now Johnny is making Daniel do it. In our next shots of Daniel and Johnny, Johnny is using the pitching machine to train Daniel just like he did with Miguel in Cobra Kai Season 1 Episode 5 Counterbalance. Daniel looks super focused in this scene, and I love how Johnny says, "Good, LaRusso, good," which shows that Johnny is encouraging Daniel and wants Daniel to succeed, just like Daniel wants Johnny to succeed. That's why the two of them are training each other. I think they made a deal that I'm gonna learn your philosophy if you learn my philosophy. No questions asked, we both experience what the other person knows. So that's why we get Daniel teaching Johnny Miyagi-Do and Johnny teaching Daniel Cobra Kai. In the next shot, we see Kyler, TORY, and the other Cobra Kai students walk into the dojo. I believe this is episode 1, and they are all looking at Robbie in his training gi. So I believe that this is the first time that they are seeing Robbie in the Cobra Kai dojo and a full member of Cobra Kai. We then cut to an establishing shot of a bunch of mansions right on the edge of a beach. We see John KREESE walk up to this mansion, and you can bet whose mansion this is. The one, the only, Terry freaking Silver. KREESE tells him the only other person who knows how to teach Cobra Kai is you. This is KREESE trying to convince Terry Silver to come back to Cobra Kai. Now, there are so many things to take away from this, but first, let's start with Terry Silver's mansion. Either Terry Silver has multiple mansions, or he moved out of his mansion from the Karate Kid Part 3 and is now living here. Another very important thing to note is KREESE called Terry Silver on the phone at the end of Season 3, and it was implied that KREESE was asking for Silver's help then on the phone. So why does it sound like KREESE is trying to convince Silver to join Cobra Kai even after their phone conversation? My guess is that Terry Silver might not join Cobra Kai right away as we all thought. You have to remember, it has been over 30 years since he's had any part with Cobra Kai. He's moved on from that. He's built another life for himself. So with KREESE coming right back to him to ask him to join, it might not be something that Terry Silver is open to right then and there. However, I don't think it'll take him too long for him to decide that he does want to come back and help his old buddy. As we see in the next clip, he's in the Cobra Kai dojo taking his shoes off the mat, and we cut to KREESE, who says, "Now we're talking." Terry Silver then does a kick right in front of KREESE's face and does a near punch. KREESE looks at him right in the eye and laughs evilly. Now, first of all, look how high Terry Silver gets his leg in this kick. Thomas Ian Griffith is 59 years old, not to mention the fact that he's wearing pants and a belt and a dress shirt, and he's still able to get this kick that high. I mean, come on, this dude is not human. He's still got the martial arts abilities, and he is going to be one hell of a threat in Cobra Kai Season 4, especially when we see him in some fight scenes. You can see Terry Silver still has respect for Cobra Kai and the dojo that he founded as he takes his shoes off before going onto the mat. You know, that's a very big thing for Cobra Kai and the dojo, as Johnny even told Daniel this back in Season 2, Episode 5, All In.
Take your shoes off the mat. You're disrespecting my dojo.
Now, in this scene, KREESE and Terry Silver completely swap sides when Terry Silver does his kicks and punches. It looks like KREESE and him are pacing each other in a circle. And that sort of thing you only do before a fight. Just look at Season 2, Episode 10, No Mercy, for example. Tori and Sam were pacing around each other, and you know they weren't about to give each other hugs and kisses. So why in this scene would KREESE and Terry Silver pace around each other in a circle and look like they're about to fight? Why would Terry Silver even do those fake kicks and punches? KREESE obviously isn't startled by any of it as he doesn't flinch, but it's a little weird. I don't think Terry Silver would do that randomly just to show off in front of KREESE. It'll be interesting to see the context of this scene, but I predict that this is going to take place at the end of Season 4, Episode 1. Now, in this clip, we see Terry Silver. It looks like he's wearing a suit. He's looking straight ahead, smiling evilly with his hair tied up in a ponytail. My prediction for this scene is that Terry Silver is just looking at himself in a mirror, and I also believe that this clip is a part of the same scene where you had Terry Silver actually tying his hair back into the ponytail. He's happy to be back, and he's ready to be the same Terry Silver he was over 30 years ago. In our next shot, we have KREESE and Terry Silver standing in front of their Cobra Kai students leading the class. And look at what all the Cobras are wearing. They all have these different kinds of Cobra Kai training outfits. Robbie has a sleeveless shirt. We see Tori with a sweatshirt, Kyler with a regular t-shirt, Edwin with the Cobra Kai sweatshirt. And something huge that they revealed in this scene is look at this girl who is standing behind Tori. This isn't just any new Cobra Kai student. This is Piper from Cobra Kai Season 2, Episode 9. You may remember her as Moon's girlfriend and the girl who Hawk tried to flirt with. Now, we know this is Piper because if we skip a little ahead of the trailer and go to this clip right here, we can clearly see Piper standing right next to Kyler in the prom photo. So that means Piper is joining Cobra Kai in Season 4. We know Moon never approved of karate and violence, so maybe her and Piper broke up, and as a result, Piper turned to Cobra Kai karate to deal with that breakup. In our next clip, we see Terry Silver talking to KREESE at a restaurant, and he says, "I just want to make sure that this time we win." I love this quote because it shows that Terry Silver is not going to make any irrational decisions, and he's going to think very hard and methodical about every single move he makes before he does it, because he doesn't want to have the same result that he had in Karate Kid Part 3 when him and KREESE lost the tournament to Daniel and Miyagi. He wants to win this time. This next scene is probably one of the craziest things from this whole entire trailer. We have Robbie Keane leading the class of Cobra Kai and teaching them the Miyagi-Do techniques such as wax on, wax off. He even tells Tori, "Show me wax on, wax off," and Tori does the moves. You never thought in a million years that Tori would be doing wax on, wax off, but here she is actually doing it. Throughout this scene, Robbie monologues, "To beat the enemy, it helps to know the enemy's playbook." So he's teaching all of the Cobra Kais the Miyagi-Do methods that he learned so that they're able to combat against all of Daniel and Johnny's students. Robbie turns to the side to look at KREESE, who is staring at him very proudly. He loves to see the fact that Robbie has turned against Daniel and Johnny, and now he's using their own teachings against them. In the next scene, we see Terry Silver and Robbie sparring, and Terry Silver does the come at me motion with his hands, the same motion he used with Miyagi when he was fighting him in the Karate Kid Part 3 when he said, "Come on, little man." Robbie tries to sweep Terry's leg and punch him, but all of his attempts fail. Terry Silver kicks Robbie onto the floor and then puts his hand out to help Robbie up. Now, over the scene, Terry Silver says, "Balance is crucial. A man can't stand, he can't fight." The very first lesson in the 3-part Quicksilver method that he taught to Daniel back in the Karate Kid Part 3, which shows that he is going to be teaching these same methods most likely to Robbie Keene. Man can't stand, he can't fight. Man can't breathe, he can't fight. Man can't see, he can't fight. Now, this is my favorite scene from the whole trailer, and is probably going to be one of my favorite scenes in Cobra Kai Season 4, and that is Daniel LaRusso seeing Terry Silver for the very first time. In this shot, we see Johnny Lawrence, Daniel LaRusso, and Miguel Diaz in the back. Next to Miguel, you can see strands of hair, and it looks like that might be Samantha, who is also in this scene. Daniel looks shocked as he sees the man who manipulated him and tormented him over 30 years ago. We then cut to a shot of Terry Silver and KREESE. You can hear Terry Silver's voice say, "Daniel LaRusso." We then cut back to a terrified Daniel whose worst nightmare just came true. In the next shot, we see John KREESE standing in front of his ex-student Johnny Lawrence, and he says, "Has it really come down to this?" Johnny Lawrence playing second fiddle. Now, based on the outfits, we know that this is going to be the same scene where Daniel sees Terry Silver for the first time. That probably means KREESE is going over to Johnny Lawrence to confront him, and then Daniel and Terry Silver are going to have their own interaction as well. They're just not showing that in the trailer. We then cut to a shot which we've seen in the past of Daniel doing kata with Miguel, and in the background you can clearly see Hawk and Mitch. In our next shot, we have a close-up of Miguel, and then the camera reveals Johnny Lawrence in the background looking at him. We can see some students in the very back doing push-ups, so it looks like there's going to be a group that are doing Miyagi-Do kata, and some of the kids in the back are going to be doing some Cobra Kai push-ups. In our next scene, we see Daniel and Johnny at a bar, and Daniel says to Johnny, "I just want what's best for Miguel and all of your students." Johnny looks at Daniel and sarcastically says, "So now you know what's best for Miguel." I think what's going to happen is Daniel and Miguel are going to grow a very close bond, and this might make Johnny a little jealous seeing that, as Johnny has been the closest thing to a father that Miguel has ever had. In our next shot, we can see a bunch of the Cobra Kai students at prom, including Piper and Kyler. We then cut to a shot of Sam putting her arms around Miguel, so it is confirmed that Miguel is going to be taking Samantha to prom. And the next shot is definitely one of the most badass shots of this trailer. We have Robbie and TORY walking into the prom in style. Now, I wonder how they're going to explain this, because both Robbie and TORY got expelled from the school, so how are they going to be allowed back into the prom? My guess is that Terry Silver is going to work some of his magic and get them both back into school. I even made a whole video on how this is going to go happen. I'll put the card to that video on the top right of the screen right now, so you can go check that out after you finish watching this breakdown. We see Miguel and Sam dancing, and whatever they're looking at, it looks like they don't like it one bit, and I think they are going to be looking at TORY and Robbie dancing with each other, and that's why they have these faces. Over this scene, Johnny Lawrence says, "You circle around things your whole life, wait for problems to show up at your doorstep." Daniel responds, "You cannot strike first with this guy," obviously referring to Terry Silver, who is then shown in the next clip. Now, this shot is very interesting. The camera starts blurry on Terry Silver's face and then slowly comes into focus, which is making me believe that this is going to be the perspective of someone who Terry Silver had just beat up, and as they're kind of waking up from their consciousness, Terry Silver is coming more into focus. I'm very curious where Silver is, who he beat up, and why did he do it. And it definitely looks like he's not stopping with whoever it is. In our next shot, we see Terry Silver talking to Daniel LaRusso in the mini mart, and Terry Silver says to Daniel, "You just don't want to admit there's always been a little Cobra Kai in you." And look at him smiling right in Daniel's face, and look at the height difference. Terry Silver is a giant, and he's literally hunching down just to be a little even closer to Daniel's level, but he's still way taller. In the next clip, we see Daniel training in his house dojo, and you can see he is very angry. So that will be interesting to see if Daniel LaRusso is able to resist the dark side with Terry Silver coming back. Is he going to turn to anger and hate in order to take care of the situation, or will he still be able to remember Mr. Miyagi's teachings and stay on the light side? In the next shot, we see all of the Miyagi-Dos. Daniel is leading the class, and I believe that this is going to take place right before the tournament, as we don't see any of the Eagle Fang students, and everyone is dressed in their karate gis, so I believe they are all getting ready for the tournament. In the next shot, we see Miguel doing jump rope, but with chains. It looks like he's in some sort of warehouse or garage, and I believe this is him training for the All Valley tournament. In the next shot of the Cobra Kai dojo, we have KREESE leading his class as TORY flips someone onto the ground. Now, it's very hard to make out who she is flipping. However, we did get an image of this scene, so we do know that the person she's going to be flipping and pinning to the ground is Robbie. So does this mean that TORY is a better fighter than Robbie, or did TORY just catch Robbie off guard? We then cut to a shot of Robbie in the mini-mart talking to Daniel, and this is the same exact scene where Daniel was talking to Terry Silver, which shows that Robbie is going to be with Terry Silver in this scene. When Daniel is talking to Silver, Robbie is also in that scene, which makes me believe that Robbie is going to be living with Terry Silver in Cobra Kai Season 4. We do not yet know where Robbie is going to be living now that he's not with Daniel, he's not with Johnny. We know he's not going to just be living at the Cobra Kai dojo. I even asked the creator of Cobra Kai, HAYDEN SCHLOSSBERG, on Twitter if we would find out about Robbie's living situation in Cobra Kai Season 4, and he said yes, we will find out. So I believe that Terry Silver is going to invite Robbie to stay with him, and that is going to piss off Daniel. In our next shot, we see Daniel training with Dimitri in their gis on the platform. It's very interesting because we have a speaker in the background and a sound mixer. I don't know if Daniel's trying to get their students ready with some music or what. I'm very curious why they have that. Are they playing music? What kind of sounds are going to come from there that are going to help with the training? We then cut to a shot of Johnny in the same location where Miguel was doing the jump rope with the chains. He's in a black karate gi doing some punches, leading his Eagle Fang students, which I also believe is going to be right before the All Valley tournament. In the next shot, we see a bunch of the Cobra Kai students fighting on the center mat. It looks like they're doing some training, and you can see Robbie sparring with Kyler. I believe that this training scene is going to come from the very first episode of Cobra Kai Season 4, as these were the same exact outfits that Kyler and Robbie wore when TORY and Kyler saw Robbie in the Cobra Kai gi for the first time. Now, this is the most emotional shot of the Cobra Kai Season 4 trailer, and that is Daniel LaRusso on his knees at Mr. Miyagi's grave. Now, Daniel LaRusso actually visited Mr. Miyagi's grave in Cobra Kai Season 1, Episode 5, Counterbalance, but hasn't been there since. I've been waiting for this scene. I've been wondering, when is he going to go visit again? And I think with Terry Silver returning and with the pressure of the All Valley tournament, I think Daniel is going to go to Mr. Miyagi's grave to remember Mr. Miyagi's teachings and to prepare him for what's ahead. This is a beautiful shot, and I can't wait to see this scene in the 4th season. In this scene, we have Miguel, Carmen, and Johnny in Miguel's house. Miguel is sitting across from Johnny and Carmen on couches, and this definitely looks like the scene where Johnny and Carmen are going to reveal to Miguel that the two of them have been seeing each other. It's going to be very interesting to see how Miguel reacts to both his sensei and his mom being a couple. Will he embrace it, or will he reject it? In the next clip, we have a brand new look at new character Kenny in Cobra Kai Season 4. In this clip, we see him walking down the middle school halls with all the students in the background laughing at him. And the shot right after that is Kenny in the Cobra Kai dojo with KREESE staring down at him. Kenny looks completely out of his environment here. In both these shots where he is featured, he does not look like Cobra Kai material, and with the All Valley tournament coming up, KREESE is only interested in getting the strongest of the strongest, so I'm very curious as to why KREESE is taking a chance with this new character, Kenny, and letting him join the Cobra Kai dojo. This next scene is going to be one of the best scenes in Cobra Kai Season 4, and that's the standoff between Daniel and Johnny's students and KREESE and Terry Silver's students. In this confrontation, we can see Hawk, Kenny, Robbie, Miguel, Sam, and TORY, and I believe next to TORY is Kyler. Now, I'm sure Dimitri is in the scene as well, you just don't see him in any of the shots in the trailer. When I first saw the setting of this scene, it looked like some sort of fair or carnival, or another possibility is that they're outside golfing stuff. In Cobra Kai Season 3, the laser tag fight took place inside Golf and Stuff, so maybe this confrontation is going to take place outside of it. Now, despite everyone here being enemies and looking at each other angrily, I do not believe that we are going to be getting a fight in this scene. I think it's very possible that this scene takes place in Cobra Kai Season 4, Episode 5 in the mid-season finale. I think the students are going to be talking to each other about the tournament and what will happen if they win or if they lose. Maybe they'll come up with their own sort of deal outside of their senseis and just between them students. Whatever happens, this is going to be one of the best scenes in Season 4. We then cut to a shot of Terry Silver and KREESE talking to their Cobra Kai students, and we can clearly see Robbie on the right side and TORY on the left. Now, we know there's more students in this scene because Terry is clearly not looking at TORY, which shows that there's more students outside of the camera frame. Both Terry and KREESE are wearing the same exact outfits that they were wearing when they approached Daniel and Johnny at the Miyagi-Do dojo for the first time. In this scene, Terry tells the Cobra Kai students, no fighting until the tournament. Now, I believe that when Terry Silver sees Daniel for the first time, him, Daniel, KREESE, and Johnny are going to settle the rules. What happens if they win the tournament? What happens if they lose the tournament? And I believe there's going to be some sort of agreement that both dojos won't do any fighting until the tournament. Now, whether that actually happens or not is yet to be seen, but I believe that Terry Silver is telling his students to not fight before the tournament because of the deal he made with Daniel and Johnny. In a voiceover, we can hear Daniel LaRusso say, we'll settle this on the mat. I believe he's talking to Terry Silver, and I believe that this is during a confrontation between the two, and his way of ending it is saying, we'll settle this at the All Valley tournament. We then cut to Terry Silver and KREESE in their Cobra Kai gis, bowing to each other in the dojo, very reminiscent of Karate Kid Part 3 before they both fought Mr. Miyagi. And in the next shot, we have Daniel and Johnny at the All Valley tournament. Daniel is wearing his white Miyagi-Do gi, and Johnny is wearing a brand new red Eagle Fang karate gi. So it is confirmed that Daniel and Johnny aren't going to be one dojo for the All Valley tournament. Johnny is going to have his Eagle Fang, Daniel is going to have Miyagi-Do, and then KREESE and Terry Silver are going to have Cobra Kai. Now, if we play this clip in slow motion, we can see Daniel and Johnny are both bowing to each other, but they don't necessarily look too happy with each other. So I believe that before the All Valley tournament, Johnny and Daniel are going to split dojos and go about their separate ways. Maybe they get into some sort of argument, maybe Terry Silver and KREESE turn them against each other, but they are definitely going to be splitting up by the end of the season and going about their separate ways, with each dojo trying to win the All Valley tournament. But how does this affect the deal between Johnny, Daniel, KREESE, and Silver if Johnny and Daniel are splitting up their dojos? What if Eagle Fang wins? Is that something different than if Miyagi-Do were to win? I believe that when Terry Silver and KREESE confront Daniel and Johnny at the Miyagi-Do dojo, all of the rules of the tournament and what's going to happen if one dojo wins or loses will be clarified. I hope we get clarification because right now it's a little confusing. We then cut to the Cobra Kai Season 4 logo, thinking that the trailer is over, but it is not. We hear the voice of All Valley committee member Ron, who says, "It's time to step into the future." This proposal will revolutionize the tournament as we get a brand new shot of the All Valley tournament, blue mat, gold fist. Ron then says, by a show of hands, and we cut to a shot of all the All Valley committee members raising their hands, and they don't look too enthusiastic about this decision. Whatever decision they're making, it doesn't seem like they want to make it, but it also seems like they have no choice. We cut to a shot of another member of the All Valley Committee Board, George, who says, God help us all. Now, before we talk about what this proposal may be, let's finish recapping the other shots in the trailer. We see a shot of Robbie in his Cobra Kai gi doing a backflip on the All Valley Tournament mat. We then cut to Daryl, who is announcing the All Valley Tournament, saying, welcome to the 51st All Valley Under 18 Karate Tournament. In our next shot, we see Samantha with 2 sais in her hand. She is standing on the All Valley Tournament mat in her Miyagi-Do gi, and it looks like she's doing some sort of demonstration. In the background, we can see the Eagle Fangs, including Sensei Johnny Lawrence, Miguel Diaz, Bert, and we also can see new character Devin, so it is confirmed that Devin will be joining Eagle Fang Karate, as I suspected. And in our final shot of the Cobra Kai Season 4 trailer, we have Miguel doing some sort of spin kick against his opponent. Miguel is representing Johnny's Eagle Fang Dojo, and if we look at his opponent, we can see this student is a part of Locust Valley, the same dojo that Daryl Vidal from the Karate Kid was a part of. So it is very possible that we can see Daryl Vidal return in Cobra Kai Season 4 as a sensei to the students from Locust Valley. That would be so sick to have a cameo of Daryl. If you guys don't know who Daryl Vidal was in the Karate Kid. He was the guy who fought Johnny in the semifinals of the 1984 All Valley Tournament. He was also the man who played Mr. Miyagi during the scene where he was doing the crane kicks on the beach. It would be so cool to see him in Cobra Kai Season 4, and it would be even cooler to see him running his own dojo. Now, the biggest what the heck question from this trailer is what kind of proposal is being posed to the All Valley Tournament Committee meeting that would make them raise their hands skeptically. Now, I believe 100% whatever it is, it has to do with Terry Silver. I think Terry Silver proposed something to them that maybe they didn't want to do, but he kind of forced them into doing it because of his wealth and his authority. Now, in this shot, we clearly see Samantha doing a demonstration with weapons, so maybe the proposal is that weapons are allowed into the All Valley Tournament, and that there will be some rounds where maybe the students fight with nunchucks or with staffs. Ron does say that this proposal will revolutionize the tournament, so whatever decision they're making is going to be huge. It's going to be like nothing we've ever seen before, and it's going to really raise the stakes. So introducing weapons into the tournament would definitely do that. Another thing to note is that the scoreboard of the All Valley Tournament is a big giant monitor. We have never seen an electronic scoreboard in the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, so why would they be implementing this now? I believe that this is all a part of Terry Silver's scheme to take control of the tournament and to establish himself as this wealthy business owner who is really going to corrupt the All Valley Tournament. I think he's going to donate money to the tournament and provide this giant electronic scoreboard, you know, just to rub it into Daniel and Johnny's faces that he has control over everything. With this All Valley Tournament, there's so much speculation, there's so many theories, and there's so many possibilities. And I believe that this tournament is going to be the biggest part of Cobra Kai Season 4. I think it's going to be in the span of 2 episodes in the show, episodes 9 and 10. I think it's going to be one of the biggest tournaments we've ever seen. So I'm really excited to see it and to experience all the surprises and twists along the way. So that concludes my Cobra Kai Season 4 official trailer breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if you noticed any more Easter eggs from the trailer in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe to Cobra Kai Kid and turn on all notifications to never miss a new video. Hit that like button and share the video with your fellow Miyagi-Dos, Eagle Fangs, and Cobras. I'll see you all next time on Cobra Kai Kid, and until then remember, Cobra Kai never dies. Make sure to get your CK Kid merch now by clicking the link in the description below or by going to ckkidmerchstore.com.